Let's go for it.
All right, so hello and welcome to CISSP Jeopardy. This is developed from the CyberSecStudy course material, and I think the website is showing now. So we have the CISSP course material, the book or a soft copy. We have audio of the course material, and we record these Jeopardy rounds and put them up on YouTube, which you can access or watch those rounds and access them from the website. So my belief is that if you read the book, if you listen to all of the audio, and if you participate in or watch all of the rounds of Jeopardy, that you'll pass the exam. We were just talking earlier, there's a lot of study material out there. It can become overwhelming. So we try to cut it down to its barest essentials to give you, the bare knuckles of what you need to know to pass the exam. All right, so we are at, let me change my screen here. All right. Can you guys see the Jeopardy board now? All right. Jeopardy! This is round number 4. First domain is domain 3, security engineering. Domain 4, communications and network security. Identity and access management, security assessment and testing. The first or the only domain that was added brand new, or brand new information from the 10 domain format. Domain 7, security operations. Domain 8, security in the system development lifecycle. All right, we've got 2 Terminators in the house, and Roger, who says he's going to take their title. So let's go with the person who was here last. Becky, the board is yours.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Wasn't too good. Let's go for 200 for security and SDLC.
All right.
Start small. All right.
Domain 8, 200. I'm always late bringing up my my chat box. All right, first correct response is from Roger, the future Terminator. What is assembly language? Second generation languages are usually low-level assembly languages in which short human readable statements are converted into computer readable statements. All right, Roger.
Okay, yeah, same domain, domain 8 for 800.
All right. Yeah, this system development domain is a little tough. I have, what do I have? I have a couple of responses that aren't quite there. Roger, you're almost there. You're really close. Really close with no cigar. Yeah, there you go. First correct response is from Roger. What is 5th generation? So with and we're talking about the different generations of software development, where we started out with programming computers or communicating with computers via switches and buttons, to having short human readable statements converted into machine language, to using object-oriented programming. So the 5th generation, or with the first 4 generations, we're trying to tell the computer what to do and what not to do. And with 5th generation programming languages, we started focusing on identifying data and categorizing it and then finding the relationships between the data. All right, so we've got Roger off to a start.
Yeah, I was debating between 4th and 5th generation for the answer. Okay, domain 8 again for 1,000.
All right. First correct response is from Ron. What is object-oriented programming language? And this is a 5th generation language where we're focusing on objects and categorizing information, whether it be automobiles, a class for automobiles, a class for cars, a class for trucks, and then attributes about those could be color or weight. Grouping information together and then finding relationships. All right. That one was.
So Java is a 5th generation?
Yes.
Okay.
Equal.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, Ron.
So I'll take domain 3 for 200.
All right, I have a response, a couple of responses incorrect. This one don't. Oh, wait a minute. This is different from what I have on my cheat sheet here. So just going off of without my cheat sheet, the first correct response is from Becky. What is middleware? All right, Becky.
Okay, we're going to stay in that domain. Let's see, domain 3, security engineering for 1,000.
I have an incorrect response, a couple incorrect responses. I have Becky's really close. Actually, I may have to give it to you. All right, yeah. First correct response is from Becky. What is a process? A process can spawn multiple threads. So software are just passive lines of code that sit there. The actual execution of those passive lines of code when something's actually going to be processed is a process. And then a process can span or spawn multiple threads. All right.
Okay, I wasn't sure, because I wasn't sure between the difference between process and thread, so I was kind of, okay, so it's the actual execution you call the process. Okay.
Right. And you can have
All
multiple applications, running different processes. And so a process can spawn multiple threads and be performing operations for different applications all at the same time.
Okay, did that take it away? Let me see, security.
That was domain 3. No, it didn't. Let me go ahead and clear that out. All right, there we go.
Okay, let's go 800 in domain 3.
First correct response is not exactly, but I put two questions on here that are so close, I'm going to have to change it. What is an application program? Passive lines, of instruction. In order for them to, for something to execute, you have to run a process. All right, Ron.
Same domain for 600.
First correct response is Roger, who gave the perfect abbreviation. What is the OS? All right, we got ourselves 3 Terminators in the room, showing everyone how it should be done. All right, Roger. Unless you're on mute.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, domain 8 for 600.
First correct response. God, there's so many examples. The first one is incorrect. The second one is not what I have listed, but it is. The first response is from Roger. C language. COBOL is actually a 3rd generation language according to ISC squared. All right. Roger, what's yours?
I did say SQL, but
Say again?
the SQL, I know I said it was close, but I did say SQL. Is SQL, that's the language where you interact with tables and things like that?
Yeah, it's a database language, I guess.
Okay, right, I did. Okay, all right, good enough.
So the first response I had was from Roger that said COBOL, and then C, and then yours that said SQL.
Oh, so COBOL is there too. Okay.
Yeah, I think yours, COBOL is actually a 3rd generation language.
Yeah, COBOL, Pascal, Fortran, I think they are 3rd, but
Yeah.
C is 4th.
Yeah, that's what I have. All right, guys.
Okay.
Roger.
Okay, I'll take security assessment and testing for 600.
Domain 6 for 600. First correct response, Roger the Terminator. What is negative testing? All right, Roger.
Yeah, I'm kind of like interesting. Negative testing actually should be like you enter invalid input and it would crash, but it actually means the system can handle it.
Well, that's the reason why we do the negative testing, so we can get the system to the point where it will be able to handle things gracefully. You know, if it's asking for letters and you give it numbers, instead of just freezing, it'll respond or give her a message that says, please input letters, you know.
So is it okay to say misuse testing is what's tried to get negative testing?
I would agree, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it goes by several different names I've seen it called. But yeah.
I like the misuse. Misuse is like totally, you know, break the rules.
Right. There's one where you throw a ton of information at it to see how, you know, how much it can handle, what kind of bandwidth. All right,
And
Roger.
then you also have fuzzing, and
right.
That's a little bit different.
Ron, you
okay,
get that
so,
name fuzz, right?
I'll take...
yeah, I can't stand it.
All right, Roger.
Domain 6 for 800.
All of us should jump all over this one. First correct response, she just got you, Ron, is Becky. What is FISMA? Federal Information System Management Act. With no teeth, no penalties. All right, Becky.
1,000 for security.
Sorry,
1,000.
I just want. I just had a question on that. What are we supposed to know on the FISMA?
Just know that it is the law that states that all federal agencies must implement a comprehensive security program and be able to demonstrate, due diligence and governance.
Right, but isn't there an auditing factor? It should be externally subject to audit or something?
Yeah, there's I forget which regulations stipulates the need to have an external auditor, but I can tell you very few federal agencies actually do that. They do an internal audit. I know at DOD, DISA is starting to come out and, they hire contractors to perform third-party assessments, but it's not happening very often, not that I've experienced. All right.
Okay.
Becky.
Okay, security assessment and testing, domain 6, 1,000.
All right, here we go. First correct response, I think everybody jumped on this one, was from Ron. What is SOC? The Service Organization Controls. This is for the financial sector. This contract I've been working on in the financial sector, I've learned a lot being in this new, a new industry for me. But these SOC reports, it's just like doing the a NIST, implementing the risk management framework and submitting your results. These SOC reports are your results of performing a financial audit. All right, Ron.
Stay with domain 6 for 400.
Roger again. He's all over the software development questions. What is positive testing? Making sure it responds the way it's supposed to respond, giving it input that it expects to receive. All right, Roger.
Okay, let's go with domain 8, close it out, 400.
The first high-level language, close, Roger. Ron just pipped you. What is third generation? These third generation languages were considered the first high-level languages. COBOL, Fortran, and BASIC are examples. All right, Ron.
I'll go ahead and close out domain 3 for 400.
All right, here we go. This is the one that was close, that Ron got earlier and got again. What is software or an application? The definitions were the exact same. One just had software and the other had an application. So I need to remove one of them, but they're both, software is passive lines of instruction, applications are passive lines of instructions. The only distinction I might give is that programs are usually written to perform functions that the operating system doesn't perform. If you want to get real in the weeds about it. All right. Ron.
Take domain 4 for 1,000.
All right. He's getting a couple of these big money questions. Here we go. First correct response, Roger the Terminator. What is subnet mask? Helped you identify which part of your IP address represents the number of hosts that'll be available on the network and which part of it represents the number of networks are available to an organization. All right, Roger.
Okay, domain 5 for 600.
Yeah, this one is could probably be reworded a bit, but the closest response I have, and I'll go ahead and give it to Becky. Digital identity, the digital or electronic representation of a real world entity. Digital identity. I might have to change that one up a bit. All right, Becky.
All right, let's go for 1,000 in domain 5.
First correct response is Becky. I think you have that one pre-typed. What is a clipping level? 3 strikes in baseball is a clipping level. Configuring servers so that they will lock out after 3 failed login attempts is a clipping level. Becky.
Okay, let's go for 800 in domain 5.
That's close, Roger. No cigar. Becky has misspelled, unless she spelled it correctly and is wrong. And then Roger comes in and pips you with a better response. Correct response is from Roger, federated identity. The first response I got from you, Becky, was federal, and then Roger's federated, and then yours was federal ID. And then you,
Yeah, I mixed it up. My brain was, yeah, better. That's good. We both know the answer. That's good.
Really close, really close. All right. Roger.
Okay, security operations for 600.
Domain 7 for 600. We've been avoiding it. You have something, you have good luck with the number 6, Roger? You're starting out with 600 every time. All right, here we go. And don't overthink this one. It's got a cute little acronym. First correct response is from Roger. What is JBOD? Just a bunch of disks. It's referred to as a group of computer hard disks that are made to appear as one large disk. All right. Terminator.
Okay, we'll take domain 7 for 800.
Close, Roger and Ron, but pay attention to the technology that we're talking about here. Across multiple tape drives. You guys say RAID when it should be. That's incorrect also, Roger. First correct response is from Roger. What is RATE? Redundant array of integrated tape drives. Roger.
Okay, domain 7 for 8,000.
Actually, give me just a second. Let me clear this one out. That last one didn't go away. All right, we have domain 7 for big money. This should be a typing contest. You guys said it first on the last one. And Ron, yours is wrong because it's 2 or more. First correct response is from Becky. What is RAID? Redundant array of independent disks. All
Got
right.
that right?
All right. Yeah.
Oh, which one was that? That was security operations? Okay. What's left there? Yeah, that's definitely a part that I got to study, so I'm going to stay away from that one because I don't remember.
After you get the 1,000 points in that one.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Okay, let's go to my another, some of my favorite, domain 4 for 800.
Domain 4 for 800. You guys are all over this one. First correct response is from Becky, taking back her Terminator title. What is IPv6? So as a result of the diminishing IPv4 addresses, a new addressing scheme was developed. This IPv6, it really hasn't been implemented fully because other technologies have come on to kind of stave it off. But it's coming. All right, Becky.
Okay, let's go for 600 for domain 4.
Typefest. First correct response, he just got you, Ron, is from Roger. IPv4. The culprit in the fiasco of whoever didn't anticipate the number of devices that were going to connect to the internet. All right, Roger.
Okay, domain 4 for 200.
Domain 4 for little money. First correct response from the Terminator. What is UDP? The fast protocol. It usually compared to TCP, which they both work at the same OSI layer, and TCP though has the three-way handshake so that two entities can be sure that they're communicating with someone before they communicate. UDP is usually used in instant messaging programs or things that send out broadcast messages. All right, Roger.
excuse me, domain 4 for 400.
So, well, that last one didn't clear out. Domain 4 for 400 to close out that category. This is another layup. First correct response, Roger. IP address. All right.
Domain 7 for 400.
We talked a little bit about this before we started this round. I think Ron was on with Becky and I were talking about it. I have an incorrect response. A closer response from Ron. We're talking about data backups, and this is the one where you get redundancy. That's the thing I like about this Jeopardy format is it forces you to think of and remember the names of the terms, which is a little backwards from what you're going to see on the exam, but I think very beneficial. All right, going once, going twice. Correct response is parity, data parity. When you stripe information across multiple drives, if one of those drives goes down, the information on that drive, the bits or the blocks on that drive are gone unless you have parity, which can restore information if a drive goes down. All right, going back to Roger.
Okay. Domain 7, security operations. Let's close that out.
Domain 7, for little money. First correct response, Roger. What is data striping? Striping does not provide parity. It is faster though to when saving information because the bits are stored across multiple drives. All right, Roger.
Okay, domain 6 for 400.
Domain 6 for 200.
400.
Is that available? Let me clear the board. Yeah, only 200 is available in domain 6.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. Yeah, this is, again, information from that domain 6 with new information that wasn't in the old 10 domain format. Correct response is from Becky. What is coverage? This represents the metrics that are used to evaluate the level of structural or coding testing that are designed to show what percentage of the software has been evaluated as you're developing software, evaluating how much of it has been tested is what this coverage is all about. All right, Becky. Probably.
400.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, 400. Thank you.
Domain 5, 400. I think Roger said this one last time, but he gets it this time. What is single sign-on? And not the true single sign-on as a middleman. So you log into the central authority and then you're granted access to all kind of different resources without having to give your credentials again. All right, And the last one, domain 5 for 200. Here we go. Have a close one from Ryan, but the first correct one is from Roger. Did you say you didn't study the material this round, Roger?
Well, I didn't study, but I looked at it and I said, oh, bother. I read it real fast.
Wonderful.
And I do firewalls, so
Okay.
stateful is a very useful term there.
Well, that was a great
maintain the
round.
sessions.
That was a great round. It was a powerful round. We had three Terminators going head to head. So I want to thank you guys for participating. This was round 4, and we'll be back next week for round 5. Take care.